What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up. How many of y'all are still standing? I hope y'all still standing, man. I hope y'all still representing, even though things are getting bad in Dallas. But before we start, gotta give a huge shout out to our sponsors in BetUS. Use that promo code YouTube150 to get your 150% match deposit. Want to talk about a few things, right? So Dallas Cowboys lost yesterday versus the Atlanta Falcons, right? But wasn't too alarming, right? I kind of expected it to happen. Now, salute to Vegas for giving us -3 odds to the Falcons because I slammed money on that and got that. And even took the money on the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott rushing for over 5 yards. And he did that, but he tore his hamstring. So, overall, the game kind of went as expected, but of course we lost Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb has a shoulder injury, and things are looking bad in Dallas. I know the hot topic button everyone's talking about is Dak Prescott on the sideline saying we suck. Now, I get it, right? Anytime you play for the Dallas Cowboys, it's going to be cameras all in your face, right? But you always have to add context, right? So what was the conversation? What was Trey Lance and Dak really talking about, right? He could have been talking about the coaching. He could have been talking about the wide receivers dropping passes. It could have been a lot of different things, right? But be that as it may. Do I think the Dallas Cowboys suck? I think suck's a harsh word. I just don't think they're a good team, right? And they're not a good team that's had a lot of key injuries. When you put that together with the lack of talent, discipline, scheme, coaching, it's just a recipe for disaster. But there's no need to go into that because I've told you that numerous times. Now, speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, a lot of people right now, they're torn, right? Their team tank, right? Everyone wants to be tanking. Yo, Tuck, what's the draft picks? We got draft film coming in the morning. Or there's some people who still want to try to compete. So the conversation is between Cooper Rush and Trey Lance, right? Now we know what Cooper Rush is. Cooper Rush had a decent second half yesterday when he came in for Dak Prescott and he even made some good throws, and the wide receivers once again dropped them, right? But here is what I'm saying about Cooper Rush, right? Could Cooper Rush win you a game or two? Yeah. Cooper Rush, to me, has always been a Band-Aid guy, right? If Dak was out 2 to 3 weeks with a broken hand or a hamstring, and we need to win a game on the road versus the Giants or whatever, Cooper Rush can be that. But is he the quarterback for the long haul? Absolutely not, and I will not back down on my stance from that, even though I know a lot of people who believe in Cooper Rush. So here is what I'm saying, Cowboys Nation. You 1,000% must go with Trey Lance. Here's why. We know that we gave up a 4th round pick for Trey Lance. The trade deadline is tomorrow, and I doubt the Cowboys can move him anytime soon. All right? So here's what you do. You put Trey Lance out there, and let's say there's a spark, right? Let's say Trey Lance looks a little bit better with some starters out there. Let's say he leads the Cowboys to a win versus the Philadelphia Eagles or the Houston Texans or the Cincinnati Bengals or whatever, then his value increases. And what happens when his value increases? There might be a team this offseason that's looking to pay Trey Lance a handsome reward to come play either a starter position or in a backup position. And what does that mean? You get a comp pick. Right? So the higher the value of your comp pick increases. So if there's any time to try to get some opportunity from Trey Lance, it's right now. Cooper Rush doesn't do anything. Cooper Rush can be back tomorrow, right? We know what Cooper Rush is. If you want to try to get something back in value, you have to go with Trey Lance. Now, not just from a comp pick standpoint, right? From a play on the field standpoint, right? If you are looking for a spark, Trey Lance gives you the opportunity for that spark, right? And we're seeing it around the league, right? Even though he got benched, right? Anthony Richardson, a young quarterback who's mobile, can do a few different things, right? Justin Fields, right? Before, they went back to Russell Wilson, he kind of got a little sparked, right? So you see mobile quarterbacks, dual threat quarterbacks all across the league been able to find a spark with their offense. And it's kind of the way quarterbacks are going, right? I'm saying our quarterback ran and pulled a hammy, right? So you have these kind of hybrid quarterbacks that can do a variety of different things. It can open up your offense and it can open up your ground game. You can run the RPO with Trey Lance. You can run triple options with Trey Lance. You can run power schemes with Trey Lance. You can run, outside zones with Trey Lance and delayed handoffs and play actions, right? Now you have to have a short leash and say, listen, bro, we're not going to throw the ball 40 times like we did in preseason. No. Around 20, 25-ish, right? We're going to hand the ball off to Rico, hand the ball off to Zeke, who I guess is back today, right? We're going to get the run game, quick throws, get the ball at your hand to CD, and we're just going to keep things kind of moving afloat. If you see it, don't throw it. Or if you see it, throw it. If you don't see it, don't throw it. And just use your God-given abilities and take off and run, right? And I feel like you can thrive, right? You can move the chains. You can keep the game afloat if you go with Trey Lance. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to do that. Everyone's talking about draft position and Travis Hunter and different. All right, so if you want to be a draft person, a tank person, then you run Cooper Rush out there. And I will say this, me personally, I'm petty. I'm a lot of petty, right? I want Cooper Rush out there because a lot of these buffoons that come into our comments, come into our community, come into our channel, come into your social media, they need their medicine. They need some medicine. Now, maybe I'll be wrong and I have to take my medicine, but they need their medicine, and they need to see who is Cooper Rush when you don't have a defense that can hold teams to 17 points and score off of pick sixes and special teams that are scoring. And you don't have Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott and have this dynamic run game, and you have to air it out 30 times, 35 times, not versus the Giants, not versus the Vikings, versus the Philadelphia Eagles, versus the Houston Texans. Let's see who Cooper Rush is with his makeup off. I think some of y'all down there need to see it. I think you need to see it, and I think this Sunday, I'm all for it. Have at it, right? Have at it, because a lot of you are not going to learn your lesson. You're hard-headed. So let's just get that out the way. Let's get the Cooper Rush stuff out the way, and then we can get to Trey Lance in the future, man. So me personally, I would start Cooper Rush just to shut them up, and then we can move on to Trey. But you 1,000% have to give Trey the opportunity to play throughout this stretch while Dak is out. I think we heard from either way from 4 to 8 weeks they possibly could put Dak on the IR. There's no point even bringing him back at this point. So I would probably roll with Trey. Now, speaking of the future, a lot of people say, yo, Tuck, all right, so what's next? Like, what would you like to see right now? For me personally, this is just me, Jay Tuck, right? Happy birthday to my guy Dez, right? I am looking at players who know, and you know, I'm saying players aren't dumb. They know that our season is more than likely over. You're not making the playoffs, bro. You're not, it's not happening, right? But I am looking right now at each and every individual player. I'm making a list and I'm checking it twice. And I want to see who is still giving 1,000%. That's who I'm watching. I'm watching every player from top to bottom. I don't care if you're an 8-year vet, if you're one of the highest paid, whoever. I am watching to see who isn't going to quit and then who is going to still give max effort, rain, sleet, or snow. And those people who I see, star by your name. Those people who I see quit, I see pouting, I see frustration, I see that. We're going to put an X by you, and we're going to put the spotlight on you this offseason, right? Because it's time that the Cowboys develop real toughness, real authentic toughness, not that fake auto shirts, that's fake toughness, right? I can put the most gangstest man in the world on my shirt. Don't mean I'm gangster, right? I'm going to put that on a shirt, right? But it doesn't mean that I'm gangster. I'm tired of the slogans, the catchphrases. I want to see who's really tough, right? And it's time that the Cowboys go through an evaluation process. So I said this online. Me, personally, I'm starting Trey at quarterback. I'm going with Wanye Thomas at safety. I'm going with Marquise Bell at safety. I'm going with Ryan Flo at wide receiver. I want to see a little bit more TJ Bass. I might play Cooper BB at guard. I want to see what y'all are really about. Who's going to quit? Who's going to fold? Because everybody who's going to fold and can't handle adversity, let's X them off, get them up out of here, and let's rebuild, right? So I think it's going to be a very important piece for these next few games, and they're going to be bumpy. Will we win them? Probably not. Right now, the Dallas Cowboys are 7-point underdogs. The Philadelphia Eagles. Christmas is coming up, y'all. Get your money, right? But me, most importantly, I want to see who's going to fight and who is not going to quit, and that is just not for the players. It's for us as fans too, man. So it's your boy J Tuck. Comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms at JTuck151. Huge shout out, happy birthday to my guy Dez Bryant, man, 88, bro. I appreciate you, man. You believe in us content creators. You know, I talked to Dez during the game. We talked for like an hour and a half, y'all, and he's frustrated. He's as frustrated as we are because he wants to win, man. So we have to find some solutions. But right now, y'all, it doesn't look good for the Dallas Cowboys seasons, man. So we're going to still drop content, but we still going to have some draft content, loading up film sessions in the morning. Grab your pencils, grab your papers, because class is now in session, man. But before we go, I want everyone to hear a quick word from our sponsors in BetUS. Peace. This video is brought to you by BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino. And right now, BetUS is offering exclusive deals. So go over to BetUS, use the code YouTube150, and they are offering 150% up to $2,000 bonus deposit on your first deposit and 125% on your next two. So if you want to win money this NFL season and use free money, you cannot beat free money. Go over to BetUS, use the code YouTube150, and let's get this money game.